Welcome back, dear viewers. Kulthum is a great artistic figure, a legend. She passed away, but her artistic works will always be engraved in the memory of her fans. Half a century after her passing, Kulthum's voice continues to echo across generations. And to shed more light on this issue, I'm honored to have here Dr. Nahala Matar, composer and former director of Kulthum Museum. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us on Nile Cruise on Nile TV International.
It is my pleasure.
Doctor, we need to learn more from you about Kulthum's early life and fame.
Kulthum's life is a legend, and her early life is really the basic stone for her career, because she comes from the Delta, Tamay Zahaira village in the Ahliya governance, and her father was religious chanter, and she actually were trained like any other musician, in Egypt, by involving in the concerts, in mawalid, in weddings, traveling with her father. Interestingly enough, she was not the star then. It was her brother, but then she learned she will be sneaking and listening, and suddenly they discovered that she has a lot of potential, so she became the star. Her father, Sheikh al-Biltagi, was really a very visionary man. Um, After she was like learning by ear from Sheikh Abu Laila LPs, like listening in Dawar al-Umda, and learning, they traveled to Cairo, because Cairo, I mean, it is the best for the stars, where she really adapted to the social and cultural life of Cairo, and she had really great luck to be involved with a lot of writers, musicians, and I remember reading from Mahmoud Awad, Kulthum, who الذي لا يعرفها أحد, or his book about Kulthum, who no one knows her, that her father told her, we need to move from Abdin to Zamalek. You need to be in the correct social place. Her first concert was not that big of deal. Actually, the audience didn't like her because she was dressing in um, not the fashionable way. But then she didn't give up, and she learned, and was adopted by really great cultural figure like Ahmad Rami, and other women of the aristocratic families.
Well, Doctor, what makes her unique? What distinguished her style?
There are a lot of interpretations for that. Uh, what I like that, I mean, there is like the Western interpretation, which is she is the voice of Egypt, like literally the voice of Egypt. So um, when you see her, everything is about Egypt. Also, she is the voice of love. But I think what most distinguished her, that she was
Talented?
able. Well,
Of
of
course,
course, I mean,
talented.
she's talented, she's good voice, and Cairo, is always having all of these kind of very unique, good singers. But she was very disciplined, she was very ambitious, and she knew how to connect with her audience. The great artist is about connecting with the audience. I mean, if you watch the recording of any song, video recording or TV recording, you will find she really was connecting with each individual of the audience.
And
She
this is very
made
significant for any artist indeed.
it is a great energy.
Yes.
Performers, especially actors and actresses, will know about that, because connecting with the audience is different than just being a good musician. She planned very well, and also she is not one person. She's a great teamwork of a music industry, writers, composers, tailors, marketing or media, journalists. So she was industrial, and she was very practical, and she knew that she has to really have a disciplined lifestyle, and also she had a good self-critique. After 6-hour concerts, she will immediately go home and listen to the recording that they made home upon her request for what she did. So she was always not satisfied. So I guess she become phenomena.
Yes. Also, doctor, why was she given the title كوكب الشرق or Star of the East?
Because no one actually but her managed to unite the entire Arab nation and all the individuals each first Thursday of the month for 40 years. I mean, everything will stop. And no one did that but her. So she really, like, she had to be really the star of the East. When the star is there, everyone is just,
And I
everything
heard,
is silent but her voice.
yes, I heard that her concerts were broadcasted in the different Arab countries.
Yes, and it's direct broadcasting, and it's each first Thursday, which is a huge planning. I mean, you are a media person, you know about like broadcasting each month. It doesn't have to be a new song every time, but it's a lot of rehearsals, a lot of commitment, and also you need also to have a certain healthy lifestyle to be able to perform for at least 4 hours in each concert. Sometimes it began to be 6 hours, and it is not an easy to do it,
Yes.
you know.
Yes. Also, doctor, how did she support the army in Egypt during critical times?
She was very patriotic, not in the formal way, but in like the loving way. She was Egypt somehow. I mean, she was always like when she traveled beyond Egypt. I mean, since her early stages before she became a great singer, she was like visiting London and Paris. This was normal for her. But she always loved to be on her pillow, with Egyptian cotton and feel about that. Of course, after 1967, and it was after 9 days after the failure that happened, she had the significant, most famous Olympia, the concert at the Olympia Theater in Paris, and that one was actually her first donations. She was the first Arab Egyptian uh, performer, musicians to perform at it. She had double of the salary of Maria Callas, the famous opera singer, and she just began a series of concerts to donate all the tickets in her salary from the concert to the army. But this is not it. Also, I mean, she had her songs with actually at that time, which is more about patriotic events and about Egypt and about home, al-Watan. Um, it did impact people and initiate pride, initiate bravery, sacrificing for home. So it was not just about the money, which is actually she were able to donate or fundraise £2 million all her concerts.
She's a
Sh-
legend, in the
she's
real
a
sense
legend.
of
She
the
used
word.
to do her concerts in Tanta, for example, in the stadium. So huge amount of people will be attending, and all this will go to the army effort.
ونجومه وقمره قمره سهره وانت وانا يا حبيبي انا يا حياتي انا كلنا في الحب سوا
Kulthum's songs continue to resonate with new generations. Her recordings are studied, and her life is celebrated in films, documentaries, and exhibitions. Remain timeless treasures, evoking the same emotions today as they did decades ago.
وقلت أقدر في يوم أسلاك وقلت أقدر في يوم أسلاك وفضيك من الهوى كاسي وقلت أقدر في يوم أسلاك وقلت أقدر.
Well, Doctor, how do you see the significance of the hologram concerts, especially for youth?
For me, I'm not really fond of it
Why?
because I am an old-fashioned musician who actually I think the legend of Kulthum, how she and her ensemble connected together to extract her without her ensemble and feel that life energy. I feel there is a lot of things missing. It I think people who would love to do more of that has to really um, think about how to bring her music into life rather than just her image, which is a little bit nostalgic. But this is for me.
Well, moving to another question, how do you see the role of the opera house in preserving her art?
Yeah, this is really a big question, and I think at least the National Arabic Music Ensemble of the Opera House performed on the 3rd of February this year in Paris, where actually they performed 4 of her songs with a solist, Iman Abdelghani and Rahab Omar. Um, I think it is nice that the opera house always preserving this kind of traditional way of singing and style. Um, I think they can do more because the
Soft power is very significant.
it's very significant, but
Yes.
also to reach young people.
Yes.
Young people are different now, and they need more of ideas that related to music and technology and upbeat, and to know Kulthum in a different ways because she has really multi layers. Yeah.
Well, Doctor, what can contemporary singers learn from her? Dedication, yeah, like dedication, for instance.
Yes, of course, dedication and strong personality. I think it's very important. You know, Egypt is full with a lot of good singers. I mean,
Yes.
the material-wise, but you know, how can you do your own print? You need to have a path. You need also to be well educated in culture. This is what happened to Kulthum, you know, and she really was consuming books and poetry each week, and she always wanted also to be honest and simple. She was not into a lot of propaganda. Also, she was the first and the founder of the Music Syndicate for, I think, more than 10 years, and her one again immediate compatible was Abdul Wahab, and he couldn't, I mean, they voted for her. She was the, you know, the president of the syndicate. So I think there is a lot to learn from her, that you can be uh, successful if you are sincere in your work.
Great. Also, Doctor, there was a concert held recently in Paris. How do you see the significance of this concert?
I see it as an homage to the Olympia, the first concert of her in Paris, but it was in the Olympia Theater. This one with the Cairo Opera House Ensemble is in the Paris Philharmonic Orchestra, which is named Pierre Paul's Sala, great hall. And the significance is like it's an homage. It's good to be in Paris again, and it is good to that we are ambassadors of Kulthum.
Well, and Doctor, how do you see the significance of culture and technology together in celebrating her contributions?
There will always, I mean, Kulthum phenomena like that are always an inspiration. And if I can imagine, if I have an AI or some kind of tool, I can generate a lot of dialogues with her, musically, paintings, animation, in a cultural way. I think she will always be full of a lot of inspiration, and I think artists and technology should be positive part of that, in a way that also it doesn't offend her image.
Doctor, this year marks the 25th anniversary of her series. How did it contribute to preserving her legacy?
We all, I think the Kulthum series, directed by Miss Inam Muhammad Ali, and featuring, of course, the star Sabrine, contributed a lot to her, because people were so hungry and thirsty to to feel the story of Kulthum. I think there was a lot of great effort and sincerity happened in the series, and also cultural-wise, for biography and storytelling, it needs to tell us we should do more of that, and do more of storytelling about the human being, um, how to do historical dramatology. I think it's important. People still, I think, need more and more and more, because she's an inspiration, especially for young girls. I think she's a great woman figure.
Well, Dr. Nahala Matar, composer and former director of Kulthum Museum, I would like to thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and for your insight.
You are more than welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And the viewers, a short break, and we will be back, so stay tuned.